here live at Commandfest 2023 at the Hyatt Regency. I don't know. It's really big here. It's a giant hotel. And we're about to go inside to see what is happening with the Commandfest stuff. So let's go. What I'll do now is read over the list of the codes of conduct, which include no alcoholic beverages, illegal drugs, use of tobacco products, including vapor or e-cigarettes, weapons or firearms, fireworks, unruly, disruptive, or illegal behavior, foul or abusive language, and inappropriate gestures or clothing. Hey! And also, have fun. And if you're having too much fun, you simply place it over your mouth and breathe in. We are here with
Andrea Rada.
And tell us how you got involved with being a magic artist, doing magic art.
So I originally worked for a company called Star City Games, and I did their in-house creature collection stuff for about 5 or 6 years. And we started doing these like parody artworks and everything, and those would get posted up on Reddit. And then Wizards saw them from Reddit, and then eventually contacted me after about 3 years of working on those and stuff. So
what was the first set that you were featured in?
My first one was Unstable. I did 8 cards out of that. I did a lot of the hosted augment mechanic cards, so I did like the half kitten, full kitten, kangaroos, beavers, monkeys, squirrels, all sorts of stuff.
What was the most difficult piece you had to work on?
I did one for Unfinity, which was called Prize Ball. At the time, while I was doing that, I had COVID super bad and pneumonia. And they kept sending it back because they wanted more detail on these tiny individual prizes and stuff that were there. So by far that one took the most time. That was the most difficult. The easiest one, honestly, I really enjoyed squirrel spotters and stuff. Like sometimes illustrations just come together super well. You know, there's a few other ones that I did that haven't come out yet that I really like how they turned out.
Oh, nice. I got me a pack of Modern Horizons 2 for 100 tickets. Water help you go pee-pee. Now, is it Olina? Because on the cards it says Olina, and then...
Both are correct. One is more like a casual version of a name, and the other is legal. And it's really weird for me to be referred as Olina because it seems like really serious, so I just go by a nickname Lena.
So what was your first card that got you involved with Magic?
I think my first card was actually Reaper of Night, and I worked on it with Cynthia Shepard.
Oh,
that was around the time when they started to introduce alternative styles for all the Magic cards, and it seems to really pick up, and since then I've had a permanent spot there.
Yeah, you're all over the place with that is Counterspell over there, and
I think my formative experience was actually Baldur's Gate around the age of 14.
Okay.
The actual like dip-in was Neverwinter Nights video game, and they just sucked me in, and I never looked back. It was like slightly darker fantasy flavor was always my forte, and I just stuck with it. But Baldur's Gate indeed has been the gate.
What was the easiest piece for you to make out of all these that just came out like butter?
The one that came out the easiest was Jeweled Lotus, because it was just, like we made only one version and it just clicked for everybody, it clicked for me, and it was just a matter of, finishing it. I think it was really one of my favorite ones to work. I think Talion and Bitter Blossom competing with Lotus maybe, but Lotus definitely was the easiest one.
And can you believe how much it is going? I mean,
I still cannot believe I had one to sign yesterday, the textured version, and I think my hands were shaking, the person's hands were shaking. We all were like really.
Because they sell for. Do you want? Oh God, this is a terrible story. Okay, I got it. I picked a Jeweled Lotus pack. I cracked one at a Target, and I was so excited, and I threw away the wrappers, and I drove home, and I got home, and I realized I'd thrown away the Jeweled Lotus, and I literally went back to the trash like a crazy person.
Like
and then once I finally was starting to hit wet stuff, I was like, you know what? It's gone. Oh my God. What would you say the most difficult painting would be of yours that you made?
I don't think there was was one that would stand out difficulty-wise. They all have sort of their challenge, and sometimes it would be more like I would handle it differently or have a different sketch compared to the one that was accepted initially, or I have my idea of what would fit better, but there is a sort of direction that required for it to look fast, and I think sometimes it's more like it's harder to reconcile with the needs of cards versus what I would want to do myself, and that struggle is harder than any card really make on its own. So.
And that is Lena, not Olena, unless you're her mom and you're angry, Richards. I think that's Bruce Bernise over there. Never met in person. No, this is the first time.
Lovely to meet you.
I am here with the incomparable Bruce Bernise. How are you doing today, Bruce?
I'm doing great.
So, okay, so out of all of these, what would you say is the biggest seller?
So for my magic work, the Godless Shrine's the best seller. For my non-magic work, the Slay the Spire is the best seller. I really like how the Baldur's Gate Harbor, that was the basic island for that set, but I just think it has like a really classic vibe, like kind of German romanticism, like that kind of thing if you're thinking about it from like an art historical perspective. So I'm very proud of that one.
And if you could be part of any plane, upcoming plane, you don't have to say maybe necessarily the TBA planes, but if you could do one on any plane that you haven't done yet, what would you like to do art for?
I would say maybe Amonkhet, because it was really Amonkhet and Ixalan that inspired me to like really make a push to try and get into magic work. I was very impressed with the world building for those and really liked them. I collected the art of books for those.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I love what they did with those.
Give me a cool experience that you've had doing one of these cons, like what a cool fan moment that happened.
Some years back, I had a fan of Slay the Spire, and this was before it became really, really big, who was just like, can I hug you? Like, I love that game so much, and it's just like, you know, very warm.
That's nice.
To get to see how much people love the work that we put into that.
And now I'm blind. If you would explain your style of artwork, how would you describe it?
I think the easiest way would be that I like to draw stuff that I enjoy, and what I enjoy is pretty varied, so I tend to pull from different sources. One of the pieces that I've done that's actually gained a lot of traction was a crossover between Magic characters and Nightmare Before Christmas.
Right.
And so being able to pair up characters from one property with another just sort of pays off enjoying both.
What would you say your favorite piece that you've done?
So probably the Nicol Bolas down there,
The
gray.
the Van Gogh or this one?
No, this one right here. Simply because that's something that I did for fun, and it wound up opening a lot of doors for me. Prof from Tulare Community College actually came across that art and hired me to do art, to make art for him, specifically after seeing that art.
That's amazing.
And it's like, I just did this for fun. It was something like, I was a little bit stressed and I just wanted to do something that I would enjoy for myself. And it's opened a ton of doors. That piece right there is actually a cover for the comic book that Boom Comics was printing. It actually ended, I think, this year.
Yeah, but which cover was it for? Was it?
It was a secret. It was one of the secret Planeswalker covers.
Okay,
So-
I didn't see that variant.
So the irony is that, of course, it was covered. So when you walk into the comic book store, you couldn't actually see what it was
Right.
until you bought it. So I'm like, okay, I kind of got a dream of doing a comic book, but nobody's gonna see it until they buy it.
Excuse me.
We're trying to do an interview.
Excuse me, sir. I have to take the vampire one. Look at this. And he's got a barcode and everything.
Going off of this, I made 2 more pieces of art in the Nightmare Before Christmas style.
Yes.
So you have Soren as one of the vampires.
Yes.
And Dak Faden, who died during War of the Spark. So you see his little ghost spark coming out,
Oh, that's so sad.
and now he's a zombie.
Poor Dak.
So you got Liliana here, you have Sarkin, and he's got a little Niv Mizzet in his cage. You got Tezzeret holding one of the Ethereum cells instead of the bomb that the kid usually carries. You have a Nissa pumpkin, a Jace pumpkin, a Chandra pumpkin, and then you have a tombstone for Gideon. Rest in peace.
Can you say if there is a possible Magic card in the future that is in the works?
I don't have one in the works, but I can say that I very recently got to talk to an art director. The conversation went very well, and we'll see where that goes. I actually made this last night. I was up until 5 in the morning doing a terrible sewing job to enter the cosplay contest as Vorthos.
Oh, I think that's great.
Thank you.
I mean, you want to know what would happen if I tried to sew something? Nothing would happen. Jake Murray.
Alper Markov. How you doing? I mean, you know, always magic on the docket. Among other things that I just can't talk about.
Are they cool things?
That's very cool things. Very cool. There's Universes Beyond. I'm actually right now. All I can say right now, what's dominating my schedule is I'm working on a project that's unannounced with director James Wan. There will be fewer cards probably from me coming out next year.
James Wan. When the email came, were you like, "Is this a joke, or is this the wrong
for
James
sure.
Wan?"
Yeah.
You were like,
I mean, it was through his production studio and everything too. So, but it all checked out.
Oh wow.
Like, okay, cool.
What would you say, since we last spoke, because it's been a hot minute, what would you say your favorite piece that you've done since we last spoke?
I really, really did love the way that Cabaret Confluence came out. Just the big Art Deco party. That was just tons of fun to work on. And
Is there a plane that you haven't worked on yet that you would love to work on?
I haven't done anything with like Kaladesh yet, so that would be fun.
I could see you doing Kaladesh fun stuff.
You know, something very ornamental and colorful would be fun to dip into. This has been my first event in quite a while. Yeah, really, the last one I did was actually here in Orlando in 2017. It was the Star Wars celebration. So I was in the art show for that, and that was a wild time.
And special guest, what's a
Mountain Mage.
Mountain Mage?
I work with almost, sure, if it's allowed. I work with almost 200 artists. I was one who contacted Jake and Lena to come down to this event.
Really?
Yeah, because I have a relationship with cool stuff, and Evan said, "Hey, do you know any artists who want to come? Preferably with ones who've done work for Eldraine." I looked through my long list. I'm like, "Oh, Jake's done, and Lena. Plus, it's a Commandfest. Lena has Jeweled Lotus. I'm like, she's a slam dunk."
You know, you're just jealous because 9 people told me my jacket looked good today, and that nobody said a thing about your plaid. I want some more makeup. Excuse me for a second. There you go. And this is 2020.